Hello guys, today we are going to see about the Agile methodology. We have seen traditional methodology in previous videos. If you haven't seen, you can go to my channel and check the videos. So in PMP examinations, we have a traditional methodology, Agile methodology and a hybrid methodology. Here we are going to see Agile methodology, like every Agile topic tested on the PMP examination is explained. There the agenda will go as Agile Manifesto on 12 Principles, Predictive versus Adaptive versus Hybrid Methodologies, Agile Frameworks, Scrum Roles, Events and Artifacts, Estimation and Planning, Agile Metrics, Servant Leadership and Team Dynamics, Value Driven Delivery and Prioritization, Risk Management in Agile and Hybrid Approaches and Exam Tips. Let's get started. While Agile method for the PMP examination. PMI examination content outline splits questions across three domains, which is people, process, and business environment. Roughly half of the exam blends predictive, agile, and hybrid approaches. You are expected to know when and how to apply each. 50% of the exam questions touch agile or hybrid concepts, and three domains will be tested, which is people, process, and business environment. And 12 agile manifesto principle you must recognize. You have to understand before reading any of the questions. Mostly the questions will come like an the reasoning things, so that you can able to recognize from which topic they are asking. I actually suggest you guys to see lots of resources, not just rely on one channel. You have to practice more questions before appearing to the exam. Let's kickstart with the Agile Manifesto and the four core principles, which is individuals and interaction over process and tools, working software over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration over contract negotiation, responding to change over following a plan. So, individual interactions is more appreciated in agile process more than the process and tools. They'll trust individuals and interactions will help agile to function more reliably, and face to face conversation are much appreciated. Working software over comprehensive documentation. In traditional methodology, we know everything is documented, but in the other hand, Agile Manifesto, in Agile, working software is most important more than the documentation, and customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Customer collaboration is often appreciated in Agile, and responding to change over following a plan. In traditional methodology, or they will have a plan which from initiation, planning to closure, but that is a complete plan. But here we will be responding to change over following a plan. So four core values you should remember. 12 agile principles. Highest priority, satisfy the customer through early continuous delivery of valuable softwares. Welcoming change requirements even in the late development. Delivering working software frequently, weeks rather than months. Actually, the agile cycles will depend upon the organization. Some will have 2 weeks, some will have 3 weeks, some will have 4 to 6 weeks. It completely depends upon the process that organization is going to follow. Then comes business people and developers must work together daily to understand what the business core value we are going to develop and deliver it. And then build projects around motivated individuals, give them the environment to support what they need. So this comes under a servant leadership. So we'll be seeing what is servant leadership in a couple of minutes. So face-to-face conversation is most efficient way to convey information. They usually, appreciate face-to-face conversation so that they can deliver the value with the highest quality as they expected. Then comes the next sixth principle, which is working software is the primary measure of progress. And then agile process promotes sustainable development at a constant phase. Continuous attention to technical excellence and good designs enhances agility. Simplicity, maximizing the amount of work not done, is essential. The best architects, requirements, and designs emerge from self-organizing teams. Basically, Agile will, keep themselves organizing, like rather than keeping a plan, or someone should tell something, or someone should delegate the activities. Team will take care of themselves. The team regularly reflects on how to become more effective when tunes its behavior. This is what Predictive versus hybrid versus adaptable goes on. Scope defined upfront, sequential phases, changes controlled and limited, best for well understood stable requirements. Adaptive goes under scope evolves via backlog, iterative, incremental delivery, change is welcome, this for high uncertainty evolving requirements. Hybrid, in the other hand, mixes both of them, agile execution and predictive milestones, common in regulator or large programs, chosen based on project and organization context. Next goes Agile Framework family. This is most important. There are many types of Agile frameworks. Some of them are Scrum, Kanban, XP. XP is nothing but extreme programming, Lean, Safe, and Crystal. So Scrum is a time-boxed sprint, defined roles and ceremonies. Kanban is continuous flow, which limits work in progress and visually organized. And then extreme programming is engineering practices, which is TDD, pairing, and CA. Everything we'll be seeing in the video, so you have patience. So we'll just go through it quickly. Then Lean. Lean is basically for eliminating waste, amplify learning, and deliver fast. SAF is scaling agile across the large enterprises, and Crystal is lightweight, people-centric, and tailored by team size. Remember these definitions alone so that in exam it will be so easy for you to classify. So the Scrum framework at a glance goes to Scrum organizes work into fixed length sprints, typically 1 to 4 weeks, producing a potentially shippable increment cycle. Product backlog is the things where the requirement will be having, and then sprint planning will go through, and in that sprint planning we'll be taking what all the work should be done and we'll be giving it a sprint, which is 1 to 4 weeks, and then we'll be having a daily scrum, what we have done, what are the challenges, what is required to complete the task, and then goes sprint review. Then the retrospective. Retrospective is nothing but at the end of the project, we'll be having a meeting of 10 minutes and we'll be discussing what went well, what went wrong, how we are going to improve the value of the delivery. The cycle repeats every sprint. Every sprint, this is what will happen. Even the change will require to go to product backlog, and then we'll be having a sprint planning, and it goes on. Scrum roles and accountabilities. Whenever if you see a product owner, Scrum Master or developer, you can identify this as a Scrum role in exams as well. Product owner owns and prioritizes the product backlog, maximizes product value, represent the stakeholders. Scrum Master is a servant leader, remove impediments, coaches the team and protects the process. Developers are cross-functional team that builds the increment and self-organizing and self-managing. Then comes Scrum events and ceremonies. I told previously we have seen a sprint planning where team plans what and how will the work be done for the upcoming sprint. Daily Scrum will be 15-minute daily sync for the developers to inspect progress towards the sprint goal. Sprint review meeting is nothing but inspect the increment with stakeholders, adapt the product backlog, and then sprint retrospectives will goes on. Team reflects on a process and people to identify improvements. Ordered list of everything needed in the product is called product backlog. Commitment is product goal, where sprint backlog will have sprint goals, selected items, planned for delivering them, and increment a concrete working step toward the product goal. So this is called as definition of done. So it will go in the incremental type. Agile is nothing but iterative and increment. The changes will come and go. We are keep on being incremented. Then comes the Kanban method. Kanban is nothing but it limits the work in progress where it visualizes work and manage flow and make policy explicit and improve collaboratively. Whatever the backlog is there, who's assigned to what is going to do, which is goes under to do, and what all the progress is there, and it will review and done. In Kanban, we can add whatever the process we are going through the organization, we can eliminate what is not required. That is the the positive thing of Kanban method. Extreme programming is nothing but a pair programming where the engineers themselves will pair together and they will work collaboratively. The test driven development, continuous integration, small and frequent releases, and collective code ownership and sustainable phase, where lean principles eliminate waste, amplify learning, decide as late as possible, deliver as fast as possible, empower the team, build integrity, or see the world. Lean principles basic thing is to eliminate waste. For example, the automobile. We cannot keep on adding changes in building a car or manufacturing it. So you can remember in that way. So agile estimation techniques, which is more important, which a story point where the relative measure of effort, complexity and risk, not ours. How much efforts the people are going to need, how much complexity is at, and what are all the risks we can expect. And then planning poker, which estimates teams simultaneously with cards to avoid anchoring bias. And t-shirt sizing is also an agile estimation technique, where quick relative sizing from excess to Excel for early to high level estimate. Then affinity estimating silently groups items of similar size to estimate quickly as a team. So agile planning, which is the onion they can call, which is the levels of planning. You can remember like this. Please subscribe my channel guys because this PPT and the brainstorming took lot of efforts. Hope you like it. Please subscribe and give like. So, agile planning will go into the vision, why the product exists, the long-term goal, and then the roadmap. How are we going to manage the milestones and high-level themes and milestones over time? Release plan, set of iterations, delivering a releasable product, and then iteration plan. Sprint level detailed stories, task capacity. Daily plan, day-to-day coordination via daily scrum. Agile metrics you must know. The velocity, average story points completed per sprint used for forecasting, which is called sprint breakdown. Where sprint burn-up is nothing but cumulative flow diagram, shows work items by status over time and reveals bottlenecks. What are all the bottlenecks we are having? Bottlenecks is nothing but edge of the task or something. Servant leadership in Agile. Do you remember I have just said in the previous of this video on PMP exam, the project leader is expected to act as a servant leader, serving the team rather than commanding it. Remove whatever the impediments are having, promote self-organization, shield the team from distraction, coach, don't command, facilitate, don't dictate, build trust and physiological safety. Psychological safety. Sorry for my, the pronunciation. Then self-organization teams and Tuckman's ladder. This is most important in PMP. Please mark it down. Forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. First, the team meets, polite, cautious, roles unclear. Storming, conflicts emerge as opinions and styles clash. Then norming, the team finds rhythm, trust, and norms develop. Performing, high performance, autonomous, and effective. Then adjourning, team disbands after a goal completion. So this Tuckman's ladder is most important. So when the team is farming, they'll be calm. Then comes the storming, where the team don't know what the work is going on. They'll start emerging, and there are more conflicts will be emerging. We have to manage that. Then norming. Team finds okay, this is what we are going to do. Then they'll start performing, and after everything is done, they'll adjourn and they'll go to the next project. Value driven delivery and prioritization. Minimal viable product is most important. So the smallest version of the product that delivers value and enable validated learning. For example, if you are developing a website, if they are going to ask a website on complete one, you can split into minimal viable projects where you can give the login page, then the landing page, then the product page and etc. You can deliver it by the smallest version. Then minimum marketable feature, the smallest feature that set can be released to deliver the real value to the customers. Then prioritization. Moscow is the technique where what must have, what should have, what could have, and what won't have. And Kano model, basic performance and delighter feature. Value versus effort. Prioritizing high value and low effort items first. So I hope this helps. Risk management is nothing but risk adjusted backlog. High risk items are pulled earlier into sprints to reduce uncertainty sooner. Frequent inspections, short iterations surface risks early through constant feedback. And then spike solutions. Time box research tasks to investigate and reduce technical risk. Spike is also a question when I was writing. I was asked this question. So risk management is in agile projects is more important in your exams as well. Transparency, visible boards, backlogs make risk visible to the whole team. Hybrid approaches is nothing but when we are combining both predictive and agile execution. Many real-world projects blend predictive and agile elements based on the constraints as regulations, contracts, and team maturity. Predictive plus agile execution have fixed milestones, budget with iterative delivery underneath. Agile with stage gates, sprint within the phase gated governance structure. Scrum plus Kanban is also called Scrum Band, sprint candace with continuous flow and visual board. Key takeaways for this is think servant leadership, and then know the difference between Scrum Master, Product Owner, and accountabilities, value delivery, and when in doubt, whenever the collaboration, if you see that is an agile methodology, and recognize hybrid scenarios and retrospective, which is continuous improvement, expect scenario questions on this. This will help you for the exam tips. You can take a screenshot and learn. And then uh, the last, which one is thank you for watching and for your valuable time. Hope the agile methodology will work. Subscribe for the full PMP Agile Exam Preparation series. New lessons on every week. Subscribe, grow with Menu. Thanks for watching.